I know I can live good. That's why a lot of people are retiring outside the country. And it ain't just because of women. And it ain't people ain't moving and getting dual citizenship and setting up online jobs in other countries just because of women. No, it's too fucking expensive. Like I said, I got a 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom, 5th floor, a parking spot, security guard, and I pay $275 a month for it in Colombia.
Damn.
In Colombia, $275 a month for it.
No, that's different.
You know what I'm saying? But yo, I'm gonna give it a holler a little bit later. Maybe you see what I'm doing? About the sex shit. All right, I'll talk to you in a little bit.
All right.
All right.
You know it's crazy, man. I missed that call, man. But I was gonna give a quick one on this, man, because you know what I'm learning in my life is two different things I'm struggling with, right? Well, no, it's not this. It's the same thing, but accepting people for who they are, or do you speak your mind and be who you really is, right? Accepting people for who they are, or speak your mind and be who you really are, who you really are. So does it matter accepting who they are or who you are? That is the question of today, and I think that is a really it's genuinely a very hard thing to really break down for people to understand. Um, I could have a friend that believes what they believe, and I've accepted it. And even if it's whack, it's corny, and they sound crazy, even if I don't speak on it and I let them live, they'll come to me and antagonize me, right? So they'll just, it's like they'll constantly be forcing it down your throat, right? But the minute you speak up, like, all right, listen, bro, I didn't let you talk. I didn't say what I had to say. Let me cook, right? What I noticed with that for myself, right? I noticed the part for that is it's very uncomfortable being who you're not. It's very uncomfortable not to be yourself. It is. It's a very, I don't care what nobody says, man. To hide that is the worst. But for the sake of friends and family, most importantly, you have to learn how to navigate that because they matter. You know what I mean? You don't want to just be losing friends and family because you have a certain opinion and you stuck with it. You stuck with it. They're not accepting, but you have to be the accepting person of that. You have to be the bigger person. So what I've learned is it's like navigating things here on YouTube, right? Like you got to watch your titles, you got to watch what you say, in order to be here, this is what you got to do. So in order to have family, you have to navigate to the standards of not losing them. And it's worse because at least with YouTube you have hold on. You have certain stipulations to follow for, right? You do. In order to be here on this platform, I have certain things that I have to do. I have to stick by. And it's difficult. Sometimes it is difficult. But there's another flip side of it that you can still get your point across. So what happens when you have a whole bunch of friends and family that just don't get it? They're the ones that say they can and they don't, and they can handle this and they can handle that. And I don't let this person bother me. I don't let that bother me. Nothing bothers me. Let me tell you something about people, man. Anything they tell you that they could handle, they cannot. Don't fall for that. It's like a woman saying, well, he told me this. It doesn't matter because sometimes you have to uh well in the format. Hold on. Why this thing is doing that. This is why a lot of times people don't express. That's why you're supposed to not lie, but conceal the truth when it's not necessary. If you know it's going to hurt them and they don't really need to know, just don't tell them. But if it's something that they need to know because eventually they'll find out, that's what you got to let be known. So I feel that family and friends are being divided this way. My friend called me this morning and it's just unreal to me, right? It's not just him. So he texts me this thing about passport bros, and I couldn't believe him. I'm listening to, why women, we rather go to another country, and then he got some old woman that supposed to be like a mammy of the passport bros. Like, yeah, men are leaving the states because women are tired, and men are tired. I'm like, why is it that the women are not leaving? It's like the women are tired of the ish too, but they ain't talking about leaving. You never hear a woman like, I mean to move to Saudi Arabia. She can't even fathom that. It's just it's tough out here and she's just in it and she may not date, she may not do this, but she doesn't talk about leaving the country. See, with a lot of things with these guys, it's very simple. We're gonna do a live stream on what men want. And it's gonna probably be the shortest live stream that I've ever done. Okay? Men want prostitutes and whores to become wives, meaning they want all of the private things that you can do with her to be with him. He doesn't want her to be on the street. He doesn't want her to be in a brothel. He doesn't want her to be in porn, but he wants that life every single day. It's sort of like a kid. When you was a kid, as a boy, and you looked at the first porn and you looked at your first girl, you're like, oh, I'm gonna marry her. And then as you got older, you realized that this shit is not gonna, cut through. It's the same thing. So what I've learned is this: when you're around friends and family and they know how you think and they have to tiptoe because they know how you think, let them think that. Believe it or not, it works better for you as a person because what ends up happening is this: when people believe that you have a way or you don't agree or you just got your way, after a while they start believing that you're an asshole. Isn't that crazy? Like you laid low because for the sake of them, you didn't want to tell them anything because you don't want to hurt their feelings. You don't want to spark no nonsense. But they persistently still want to come to you to prove to get acceptance. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Cinnamon. You know what I mean? Men that you understand? Men that finally get money and still can't get women realize they they need to go buy a younger, cheap, ready one. Cinnamon. If I was to give up doing what I do here, I would have to give up doing what I do on the outside, right? I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Other than you and very small amount of people, nobody has the gift to get it. They just don't. You can tell you get it because of what you just said. You know what I mean? But they do not, man. And the fact that nobody gets it behind the scenes, on the scenes, what I've learned now is, you know what? I'd rather you fear me than love me. And I mean that in the sense of if you love me, then you feel that I gotta accept everything you do. But if you fear me, you know I'm a no nonsense type of guy. I'd rather that. I'd rather when I'm having family functions, people are like, you know what? Let me not even bring the nonsense to them. Because I see more foolishness the more quiet I am. Because I'm sitting back and I watch every single thing. You just can't make people believe what you believe, and they have to understand and listen. I want to think what I want to think, regardless of what. Oh, that shouldn't matter what I feel. What should matter is what you feel. What should matter is what you feel. Wow. Let me come back. I'm gonna revisit this because I gotta run. But black man, just knock it off, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I know, to find an incredibly attractive non-black woman in America with the shit that y'all pull off in them other countries ain't happening here, boss. It's just not. You know what I mean? Not happening. And you know it's not. It will never happen. You could use the excuse that life is cheaper and things are more affordable over there. You could put all that into your mind. You are you are going out of the country. That's not traveling. You are going out of the country. You're not doing an Anthony Bourdain. You're going out of the country because you know to get these dime piece non-black women, the only way they're gonna go for the nonsense, nigga, you gotta go there where they're at in their country. It's not happening here. A Romanian, a Dominican, a Asian, whatever you deal with on average, not happening here. I'm gonna tell you it's not happening. Matter of fact, I'm gonna challenge you because I'm telling you it's never gonna happen here. Never. You could go to Asia, you could go to Japan, go out there and take that 40-hour flight and meet a Japanese girl and have sex with her for $2. Won't happen here. Even if you do have sex with her here, it's gonna probably cost you still at least $100. And she just came off the boat. Oh, it's expensive. It didn't leave. Try leaving America with using Americans because you got to still use our money. You still got to use your pension if you retire. So that you just have to affect the fact that listen, man, I'm a failure in life, and this is what I'm gonna have to do, and this is gonna spend my last days. Not happening. So we will talk about this in the future. For anybody that has a mindset and you have to dance around family and friends for them to accept you, then let them dance around you. It's better that way. Believe me when I tell you, it goes further. Because you may not realize, but not everybody's strong as you think. Most people are weak. They play that strong shit and they're weak as hell. Okay? Believe me. It's called putting on that front, my father used to say. It's a front. You know what I mean? Because if people really respected what you respect, why do we revisit these conversations and issues over and over again? I got family and friends that I know are total losers. And I'll leave them be like, it won't be me. And then they still, yeah, because I want to remember you said this. And I'm like, yo, bro, why I don't even talk about this shit. Why are you talking about it? You know what I'm saying? So they can't handle anything. That's right. You bring the girl here to America, she's going to leave you. Well, I know one guy here. It doesn't matter who you know. She's seeing somebody else. It's not happening. Believe me, she's in America. That's for a foreign person. That is that is paradise. How do you come to paradise and you're gonna be loyal? You're gonna go into a candy store as a kid and you're just gonna pick one candy and leave? It's not happening. It's not happening anywhere. So why do we keep having these conversations about passport bros and all this corny shit? Man, y'all niggas are corny. Like, that's just that. Nobody wants you here. You know what I mean? If you're a good looking dude, it's even worse because how dare you? But it's all because you want that whore. You want that foreign, beautiful, dime piece slut. That's what you want. You want to marry her. And you know she's more vulnerable in her country. That's all. You know it's not going to happen here. I don't care what country you visit, everything is here. Everything is in my city. Damn, my state, in my city alone. Come here. All right, you want to go to Brazil? Let's go downtown Newark today. What? And let's see what you do. Oh, it's too cold. You're going to make a whole bunch of excuses because it's not going to happen. I will bet you any type of money you're not going to be successful here. Because if you was, we would never have that conversation. And when you're successful with something that you do, you don't have to talk about it. That's why a lot of y'all niggas are crazy. Because every day you wake up, you just can't accept it. I have people in my life that just waiting for me to fail. They're waiting. So they can say, see, yeah, you said this, and that's why you put down the thug. But listen, the thug was with me, and he treated me good and my babies. They are waiting. And that's fine. If you have to live your life to impress Nathaniel, fine. But I tell you one goddamn thing: when you fail, you're gonna hide from me. You're not gonna come and tell me you were right. Because if you did, that would show a level that you're changing. You're gonna hide. You're gonna say to what everybody says. Hey, how you doing? Everything is great. No complaints. Life is perfect, beautiful. What a fantastic life. Yeah, yeah. They still got the same old bullshit. That's all that means. Nobody knows how to answer that. Even when they say things are rough, nobody knows how to give a legitimate answer that shit is good. I'm not gonna tell you the great answer. They're not. They don't even put in praise in the air. Well, I woke up today. They don't believe none of that. People are struggling out here, and I have a duty to do what I gotta do. So whether you like me or not, that's what it is. If you're a passport bro, you even connect to any of those conversations, stop coming here. I'm not changing your mind. You know what I mean? But you're not changing mine. And that's what you got to understand. Go to that foreign country, get you a prostitute. Matter of fact, y'all struggling doing that. Go over there, good luck. Whether you're getting $3,000 a month, $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, whatever you're getting from your pension, you're still going to be sad. One thing I've learned in life, whores are fun to have recreation with. All that. They're amazing. You niggas want to marry them. The game is done. Everything that you should have recreation, y'all can't even have recreation, nigga. And most of the best pornos are made in America. What are y'all doing? Nothing. Nothing. It's all here. If I watch an adult film, I don't want to watch nothing from a different country. I like to see it here, knowing that shit was made in the United States of America, or Americans is getting it in. What about you? You can't find it. You're frustrated, and that's why you're going to another country for that speedy delivery. So keep in mind, you're never going to change my mind. Never. And when you wait for me to fail, and you try to wait for me to fail, and you want me to fail, just remember, I'm still not changing my mind. Ladies and gentlemen, class is dismissed. Have a great day.